Let's create another lab and if-ng for sync flooding attack. We already know what is sync. This attack is specially related to TCP. TCP is using three-way handshake: sync acknowledgement, and acknowledgement. That's why we call them three-way handshake. Okay. First, the client will send sync and the server will respond with sync acknowledgement. And then the client will respond with acknowledgement. So these are the three packets which, and after that they start to exchange the details and information and data. Now a sync flooding attack is like a half open attack. And as type of denial of services, either distributed denial of services. And the purpose of sync flooding attack to bring down any TCP based services or server or resources, just like a CDP flooding attack, either ICMP flooding attack. So this one is especially related to TCP base. So it will send a huge packet related to sync, but there is nobody to acknowledge. So that's why it's called sync flooding attack. And our main purpose is to bring down the machine and the server and services. Suppose a web server. So now this is an attacker. The attacker is sending spoof sync packet, a huge and random packet, sync packet to the target. But there is nobody to respond to sync acknowledgement. So definitely the target is receiving the packet and also sending, but there is nobody for sync acknowledgement. So definitely the service will be not available if you run this attack for more time. So this is the logic behind this one, and we will see in Wireshark in the lab as well. So let's create a small topology and if-ng, and let's do this attack. So let me go to if-ng and I'm here. Okay, so click on this one, add new lab, and give them a name sync attack suppose, and save. So it will save and it will open here. Now we need a nodes. So I need three nodes. One Linux. So this is Linux, and I need the Kali Linux image, and change the name to Linux something, and change the name to attacker, and I need only one node, and click save. So Linux is here. Now I need one switch. Go to Cisco IVL, and this is switch. Change the name to switch, change the icon to switch. Okay, because it will show you router icon by default. So now I have a switch and I have a Kali Linux. Okay, so let me start Kali Linux until it will start. And now let me connect a network of management so that it can get IP automatically from this DHCP server. And I need one router, so make them as a web server. So let's make this as a router, and let's change the name to server and change the icon to server, something like a server web server. So I change the icon basically as a router to make them as a HTTP server, and connect. Now let's start the switch and start the router as well, which is play roll up HTTP, means web. So this is a small topology. Now what I need to do, click on this router to open. Okay, and we need to configure this router first. So let's go to no. Okay, because it's the first time configuration is asking. So we need to assign IP address through DHCP because I'm already connected through management cloud. So go to enable, host name SRV, interface 0/0, IP address DHCP, no shutdown, exit, IP HTTP server, IP HTTP authentication local, and local username is admin with privilege 15 and password 123. Done. So our server is ready, and do right. And now I need the IP address, which is get. So it's get this 169 IP. It's okay. And config no CDP run. because it's showing us this error mismatch. So I remove the DHCP and I copy this IP, and let's go to text and let's paste them here, and let's change the color to blue. Okay, let's change the color to blue something and make them bold. So this is the IP of our web server. Suppose this is our web server. Now let me duplicate this one because it will get almost like IP in this range, but I don't know which IP. So let's go to Kali Linux and type Linux is the username and password 123. In your case, you may type Tor, root and Tor maybe. So let's go to terminal and let's see sudo su 123 and f config. So it's get IP 137. It's okay. So it's get 137. Let me go to 137 so that you have the idea which we are doing. So this is the IP of Kali Linux. Now let's access this IP 169 through browser because I'm connected here. So let me go to this browser and enter admin and 123. So yes, I can access this router through HTTP, which is using basically TCP three-way handshake. So if we want to capture, sorry, not this one. So let me show you. If I go to Wireshark, then it's better to click here and do Wireshark. Right click and capture 0/0 interface. Okay, and I will access this IP again so that I can show you what is the reason behind this attack. So it started, and let's go to access this device again. 192.168.114 and it was 169. And if I access this one, so you see there should be 3 packet. This was sync and sync acknowledgement, this one sync acknowledgement and acknowledgement. So 3 packet work, this one. So first from my browser I send sync, so the router reply with sync acknowledgement, and then it's reply with acknowledgement, and after that they start to share the data. So these are the 3 packets: sync acknowledgement and acknowledgement. Okay, and it's using TCP, and that's what we want to do, attack on this TCP. Okay, to send them huge sync packet only. You know, now it's getting sync, and now it will get automatically a huge sync packet only. So let's go to Kali Linux and let's do the attack. So I'm already here. Control Shift plus to increase the size, and let me make them so that you can see easily. Now we need to do attack. Okay, sync flooding attack to bring down this server. So for that purpose, again I'm using hping3. You need to study this one. So hping3. Next I need how many count? 1500. It's up to you how many count you want to send, okay, to this server. So let me make them more. Then D120, and I can use W switch as well with 64, and the port number has to be port 80 because the router is configured on port 80. And then I want to flood with the random source, so they don't know who is the source. So the source will random, and the attacker, the victim IP is 192.168.114.169, which is this router. So this is the way how to make attack and start. And let me show you from Wireshark what I'm sending there. You need to understand the logic. Basically I'm sending sync only, because there is sync packet, spoof sync packet, and this is the reason behind this attack. So if I capture Ethernet 0 of Kali Linux, so you may see a lot of TCP packet, but it should be sync only. So if I can increase this one, this window is very small. So these are the sequence, and I'm sending sync packet you see is TCP and a sync packet. Okay, so let me close this one, and now let's go to this web server. I can access or not. So you see it's become slow, and if you run them after a while for more time, so hopefully it will not be accessible. It's moving, but still it's accessible because it's a router. I make them as a server. If it is a real HTTP server, so it will down up to this point. But you can see, because I'm sending huge packet, and you can see the packet from here as well. If you right click and capture 0/0, so you may see a lot of sync packet here. So I capture on this interface that what I am receiving here, so it will show you. You will see huge sync packet. You can see I'm receiving and from random source, because I say send them from random sources. So if you go here, I don't know why it's not showing me the sync packet. It is the type of sync packet. Is it TCP? I know, but the packet is a transmission, and it should be only sync packet. This what we call them sync flooding attack, and more details are here. And you see it's a huge packet they are receiving, and if we run this for a 2 to 3 minutes, so definitely the services will be not available. And you can see it's moving, but it's not showing. And if I go to another window, let's try them that I can access or not. And if I go to like this and type this one, so before it was coming quickly, now it's become slow. And if you run this attack for more than a minute, you see the site cannot be reached. But if I stop this one, so it will come automatically quickly. Let me stop the attack, and now after a while it will come up, because the router will now again the process everything. So there is no response for acknowledgement, and that's why so the site cannot be reached. But let me refresh. Yeah, it's come up now quickly. And let me refresh this one. It's come up quickly. And if you run this attack again, so it will down the services. TCP base basically. So this attack is purely related to TCP, and especially the sync packet. And I show you there are three-way handshake. You need to study TCP first, which we study in other courses. Then this attack will be easy for you to understand them. And then we use EVE-NG. We create a small topology, and we use hping3. Again, you can type in Google hping3. It will take you to Kali Linux website, and you can study about this one. And these are the packet. It was sending sync packet only, and this way is bring down the services.